Hi, I'm Gordy Marks. I'm a managing broker with RE/MAX Northwest Realtors.
And I'm Kerry Day, Cornerstone Home Lending. I'm a mortgage advisor.
We're here today to talk about what things could go wrong in the home buying process.
So everybody wants a good deal, right? So I'll have clients that are ready to buy, but they hesitate because they want to time it perfectly. Is that something that you see with your clients?
Yeah, I sure do, Kerry. It's basically like, fish that are waiting to jump in the pond, but when something happens like rates start to tick up just a little bit, all the fish jump into the pond at the same time, and then it just drives the market up. And then people have to waive all kinds of contingencies and make this big, huge decision more blindly. So, Kerry, one of the things that we often run into is buyers who want to shop for the best interest rate.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd have some wisdom on how that can affect them in a negative way.
Right. Competitive financing terms are certainly important, but they're not the end-all be-all. Because if you take too long to land on a lender and a rate program, it can impact how you qualify and whether or not you meet the contingencies that are lined up in your contract.
That's true. We actually have 5 business days to fully apply for the mortgage. And if they don't fully apply in that 5 days, they waive their contingency completely. So it's a big deal.
Your offer was declined. What did your lender do wrong?
Oh, I like the way you took all the blame for that, Kerry.
Your lender may have done several things wrong. They may have not had a strong pre-approval letter. Maybe they didn't move you from a full pre-approval to a pre-underwrite. Maybe they didn't have a quick close. Maybe they didn't call the listing agent and sell your offer and speak to your strength as a borrower. There's a lot we can do as a lender to put you at a disadvantage when you're writing a real estate contract.
Kerry, kind of you to take the fall on that one, but really a lot of times it's actually the real estate agent's fault for the offer getting declined. The agent didn't do a good job presenting the offer, didn't line out all of the high points, didn't do a good job making a connection between the buyer and the seller, didn't prepare the buyer with market expectations. So there's a whole bunch of things that the real estate agent should be doing to make sure the offer is accepted. But thank you for taking the fall.
Absolutely. One of the biggest problems that a buyer can have in a transaction is they actually get into contract. So good news, you've got the home, and then their lender isn't able to qualify them for the loan. Mm-hmm. And that simply happens because a lender hasn't done a detailed enough pre-approval in advance to protect their buyer. And that's tough, both emotionally and it can be damaging financially if your earnest money's on the line and if there's other things at stake. So that's a big issue. So I know that sometimes a seller will think that until they hand the keys over, they can do whatever they want with the property. Is that accurate? And have you had buyers have issues as a result of that sort of thinking?
Well, that's true. It does happen. People will inadvertently take things that they think are personal property when in fact they are part of the real property.
Right.
And we've had things taken all the way from, appliances, which are an innocent mistake. Somebody takes the washer and dryer. They didn't realize it was included in the contract. But a bigger thing would be actually having somebody take a bush out of the yard. Or we've had a play set that was cemented into the ground. We've had that taken before closing. And then the buyer gets there and the play set that they were planning on using for their kids, their nephews and nieces, it's gone. So surprises like that can really be a bummer.
One issue that often comes up on transactions with other lenders is that the home they're buying isn't valued at what they've agreed to pay for it. And unfortunately, a lot of these big lenders have these giant national appraisal management companies that aren't connecting them with the best, most local, talented appraisers. It could cost you thousands of dollars in cash out of your pocket.
Or it could just cost you the transaction.
Right.
If both parties don't agree, they split and walk away.
Right.
Being a team that's client-focused and results-driven, we want to do our best to make sure none of these things happen to you in your next real estate transaction. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you like what you've heard and you'd like to hear more about how we save our clients thousands of dollars, just tune into our next video. In the meantime, if you'd be willing to like this video, subscribe to our channel, or maybe even leave a comment, we sure would appreciate it. Thanks so much.